All right, so once again, good morning, everyone. And we are on warm-up number 13. Warm-up number 13, and it reads for numbers 1 and 2, it says simplify. Number 1 reads x plus 7 times x minus 5. Number 2 reads parentheses 3x squared minus 8x plus 2, close parentheses, minus, open parentheses, negative 4x squared plus 7x minus 6, close parentheses. Numbers 3 and 4, it says factor. Number 3 reads x squared minus 10x plus 21. And number 4, a squared minus 11a minus 12. And number 5, it has 2 parts, a and b, and it says take the square root or cube root. For a, they give us the number 8, and for b, they give us number 36. I'll give you guys some time to copy that and finish up. So continue going. I'll give you a little bit more time. All right. That's Mr. Cube. All right, good. All right. Let's see what we got for number 1. Number 1, after you did your process, you should have gotten x squared plus 2x minus 35. Hands if you got that. Okay, good. Number 2, you should have gotten 7x squared minus 15x plus 8. Hands if you got that.
Can you go over that one?
The second one?
Yes, please.
Yeah. There's an invisible 1 right here. You need to distribute the negative to all 3 terms. That gives us positive 4x, positive 4x squared, negative 7x, and positive 6. So since it's addition and subtraction, the parentheses doesn't matter on this side. So all we do is combine like terms. What is 3 plus 4? That gives us 7x squared. Negative 8x and negative 7x, that gives us negative 15x. And then the constants, 2 plus 6, that is 8. Okay. Number 3, you should have gotten, let's see, how about x minus 3 times x minus 7, or vice versa? Hands if you got that. Okay, good. And remember, the process still remains the same, standard form, GCF, using the factoring method and so on. Number 4, you should have gotten, let's see, a plus 1 times a minus 12. Hands if you got that, or vice versa. Okay, good. And the last one we have, take the square root. Let's see, can we take the square root of 8? No, so I put a little index of 3. Can we take the cube root of 8? Yeah, cube root of 8 is 2, because it's 2 times 2 times 2. About 36, square root of 36? Yeah, 6. All right. Are we doing with these? Yeah, good. All right. Let me give you a asynchronous code for your asynchronous work is JTSNA. JTSNA. Asynchronous code or a synchronous session code for Nearpod is JTSNA. Okay. And your agenda for today, it was warm-up number 13. We're still focusing on factoring polynomials, and your home play for tonight is home play pages 316, 317, evens only. Evens only. All right. All right. So the previous home play was these 3 trinomials. Get that home play in front of you. And let me go over number 5. I'm going to go over number 5 only. that's probably the only one that you had questions on, hopefully. And here it goes. Let me make some room here. Number 5. Is it in standard form? Yes. Number 2, GCF. Does it have a GCF other than 1? Yes, Mr. Q. Since the first term has a negative, then my GCF is -1. Okay, that leaves us with 6x squared, -14x, and +9. Okay. Third step, factor. Here it is, product, sum. So what do I write on top, Octavio?
Don't you write 9?
Close. If it has a leading coefficient, we multiply that times the last, and that gives us 54. Be careful with those, guys, because some of you run that stop. If you were driving, you would have ran a stop sign right there. So be careful. And then the middle term goes on the bottom, -14. That's always right there. Okay, so let's see. Factors of 54. 1 times 54, 2 times 27, 3 times 18, 4 times nothing, 5 times nothing, 6 times 9, and then they repeat. So question, can I add or subtract 51 and 54 to give me -14? No. Can I add or subtract 2 and 27 to give us -14? No. How about 3 and 18? No. How about 6 and 9? No. So what do we do then, Mr. Q? Well, then you just write factors. And you're done. 1 factor, 2 factors. Woo, let's go. And some of you did like a bunch of work. I don't know what you guys did. And so be careful with, be careful with those. All right. All right, so before you turn it in, let me show you something really quick. Let me go to my Canvas. Here's Canvas. Access denied. Come on. My goodness. All right, here we go. I'm going to go my third period. And I'm going to do a student view so you guys can see it in your view. Okay. So I was thinking through and I'm like, okay, so what are the only things that we've been using so far on Canvas that you guys have access a lot faster to? So the only things we've been using is the modules. You click on modules to turn in your home play there. Nearpod, we've been using Nearpod for your asynchronous assignments. Is that correct? And then grades, you need to be checking your grades. And some of you, I've been saying, when you do your home play or any assignment on your own, take a picture and save it. So some of you save it in your drive. So that's why I included the Google Drive here. And some of you have it on your mobiles or your computer. That's fine. So I thought those were the only buttons that were important. So what I did here on my page, the welcome page is still there. The Imperial High School Mathematics, but look, oh yeah, I included a button. You're like, oh, I see it, Mr. Q. Yeah, it says Mr. Q's Zoom, bam, room 106. So what does that mean, Mr. Q? That right now we're actually virtually in room 106. So instead of using the code that I gave you at the beginning of the school year, now you're going to go to Canvas. Anytime you come in and you want to come into the class, you're going to click on this button right here. You click where it says Mr. Q Zoom, click, and then you'll get to this class. So like that, everything you go and do, you do through Canvas. Yes.
That didn't work for me.
Yeah, I tried logging in today using that and it didn't work. It said like access denied.
Really?
I've been having to go to the
the welcome sheet you sent us like before school started.
Okay, I'm gonna check the link because I had that happen to another class. The first one did work, so I don't know. Maybe I'm missing a code or maybe a number from the code. I'll double check. So from here on, starting next week, make sure you go to that one and it should be able to work. The other thing that I included here, look up, is my YouTube channel. Yeah, you click on that, sends you to my YouTube channel, so you can go look at the previous lessons. However, I was wondering, I don't see some of you in tutoring. And I said tutoring or office hours are from 1 to 2 p.m. I'm like, either all my students are geniuses or maybe they don't see the little link because it was in small letters. So what I did, I make them a little bit bigger and a little bit louder. There they are. Now do you now do you see it? Mr. Q's tutoring room 106 in red and black. Come on now. If you don't see that, I'm going to send Christy to slap people around. My goodness. So please, please, if you need support, attend tutoring from 1 to 2. Those of you in periods 1, 2, and 3. And for periods 4, 5, and 6, the day of the lesson, make sure you attend tutoring between 2 and 3. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do right now, turning your home plate, go to Canvas, and you're going to go to Modules. And from there, you go to Polynomials. And it's not in there. Nice. All right, let me submit that so you can turn it in. Give me a second. All right, so let's move on. So once again, your home plate for tonight, 316, 317, evens only. We're going to go pretty fast, so make sure you hold on to your horses before they leave. Our objective for today, I can factor polynomials. We're still on the same objective, same concept, same skill. And sketch a Fair model on your paper. You should be able to come up with a definition without looking at your notes. One example, one unexample, and a hashtag. All right. All right, so we arrived to this one. Writing utensils down, look up to the screen. You'll finish the Fair model later. Look up. So for this one, quick review. We got to this one, we did binomials, and the process was the same. Is it in standard form? Yes, from highest to lowest degree. Step 2, GCF. What is the GCF? What number divides each term other than 1? None. Does each term have at least the same variable? Yes, so then it's X. That's my GCF. Now, all I have to do is divide. This divided by that. That gives me 2x. This divided by that. That leaves me with -3. And then I said before, when in doubt, factor out. So if you don't see it, I'm going to rewrite this one. 2x times x divided by the GCF. So giant 1 is here. And we're left with 2x. The other one, -3x divided by the GCF. What is x over x? That is a 1. That's why we're left with -3. That's a process that should be going in your noodle. You're like, oh yeah, I remember those, Mr. Q. All right. From there, we got to these. And the process is the same. Is it in standard form? Yes. What's the GCF? GCF is 4, Mr. Q. We're left with x squared plus 3x plus 2. From there, factor. What goes on top? The 2. What goes on the bottom? The 3. Factors of 2 that add up to 3. Well, it's 1 times 2, Mr. Q. All right, so we rewrite whatever's inside, x squared plus 1x plus 2x plus 2. Mr. Q, where did you get the 1x and the 2x? Well, instead of bringing this down, we said that we use these two to replace it. So instead of 3x, we write 1x and 2x. And last, we bring the last term down. There it is. And from there, we finish off with factor by grouping. Why by grouping, Mr. Q? Because now we can't use this anymore. It only works for trinomials. This only works for 4 terms. And you group by 2's. So these two, GCF here is x plus 1. GCF here can be divided by 2. We're left with x plus 1. And then this is the same as that, x plus 1. And what's left? X plus 2. And my GCF, don't forget our GCF that we factored out at the beginning, 4. And these are my factors. There, and there. All right. Yes, Mr. Q, we did this, yeah. And then from there, we moved on to this one. Copy this one, please. Example 2 super Q. We got example 2 super Q says factor completely 4x squared y squared plus 32x y squared plus 60y squared. Step 1, Ivan.
Standard form.
Standard form. Is it in standard form, guys? Let's see. This is 4th degree plus 2 is 4. This is 3rd degree, 2 plus an invisible 1 on the x, that's 3. And this is 2nd degree because it's the 2 on the variable. So yes, standard form. Step 2, GCF. What number divides each of the terms? 1. Yeah, that's true. How about 2? Yes. But what is the biggest number that divides each term?
4.
4. That is correct. Okay.
Y squared.
And somebody said y squared. Yeah, because each term has a y squared. So that means we can factor it out. So y squared, that's our GCF. Now, once again, to get our other factor, we just divide this divided by this, this divided by this, this divided by this. So we're left with x squared plus 8x plus 15. Once again, if you don't see it, write it out. Write it underneath. Write 4y squared divided by 4y squared divided by 4y squared. Okay, so now it's easier to see. What is 4 divided by 4? 1. What is y squared divided by y squared? 1. And what's left? X squared. What is y squared divided by y squared? 1. What is 32 divided by 4? 8. And you bring down the x. Y squared over y squared is 1. 60 divided by 4 is 15. And the rest is history. What do we do next? Factor. So what goes on top? Last term, 15. Middle term goes on the bottom. Factors of 15 that add up to 8, 3, and 5. Let's rewrite this. X squared plus, instead of 8x, what do we write, everyone? Yeah, 3x plus 5x, because that's why we do this. Then we bring down the 15. So at the end, since this has 4 terms, we need to use factor by grouping. GCF here is x, we're left with x plus 3. GCF here is 5, we're left with x plus 3. So what's the same here and here? Oh, x plus 3. So since we factor these out, what's left? The x and the plus 5. However, don't forget about what? The original GCF. And these are my factors. Show me with how come you are with these so far. Yeah. So last time we met, we got to these. Okay, write your utensils down, look up to the screen. Let's see if you remember. Process is the same. Standard form, yes. GCF other than 1, no. All right, step 3, factor. There it is. All right. What goes on top? Miles.
1. Or 9.
9. That is correct. Now we have a leading coefficient. Multiply that times the n, it goes there. Middle term stays the same. Thank you, Miles. Man, if you were driving a car, you would have ran that stop like nothing. All right, so what two numbers multiply, give me 9, that add up to give us 6? 3 times 3. All right, so let's rewrite this. 9x squared. The 6 becomes what? Positive 3x and positive 3x. We get that from right here. And then we bring down the plus 1. And then I group. GCF for these two is 3x. We're left with 3x plus 1. Plus GCF for these two, Ivan?
1.
1, and we got 3x plus 1. So what's the same here and here? We got 3x plus 1, which is there. And what's left over? 3x plus 1. However, we
square.
bam, let's go from the corner. We can write this as 3x plus 1 squared. That is correct. We good, yeah? And once again, we did these on our last session, and we did extra practice, and then we did the 7 ones that you did by yourself, and so on and so forth. Okay, so let's move on. Now we get to this part. Copy this one. Example 3, factor completely. Example 3 says factor completely x cubed plus 3x plus 6 plus 2x squared. X cubed plus 3x plus 6 plus 2x squared. Step 1, Kenny.
Standard form.
Standard. Is it in standard form, guys? No. This one is 3rd degree. This one is 1 degree. This is a 0 degree because it doesn't have a variable. This is 2nd degree. So let me rewrite it. X cubed, then positive 2x squared, then positive 3x, then plus 6. Next step, Alexa.
GCF.
GCF, thank you. All right, guys, look at it. Does it have a GCF other than 1? Nope. So we're done with step 1, step 2. Step 3, according to the process I gave you, is factor. But using this method. But this method only works, let me do it in red so you guys can see it, only works with trinomials. This one. Is that a trinomial, guys? No, we have 4 terms. So that means we don't do 3, we go to step 4, which is factor by what? Grouping. Factor by grouping works with 4 terms. And since we already have the muscle memory, can we group these 2 and these 2? Yeah. GCF for the first 2.
X.
X to the
Second.
second. That is correct. And we're left with x plus 2. How about GCF for the last 2? GCF is 3. And we're left with x plus 2. So my factors that are the same here and here are x plus 2. And what's left over if I factor that? So we're left with x squared plus 3. And these are my factors. However, look up, guys. What if we would have had a GCF over here? What would we have to do at the end? Just bring it down. Is that correct? Yeah, same process. And the reason this seems a little bit simpler to digest because we've been practicing factor by grouping these past days with the trinomials. Does that make sense? Like, oh, I see what you did, Mr. Q. That's right.
So would you say like trinomials are harder than quadrinomials?
Quadnomials, bad. Polynomials. No, they're all easy. Easy. They're just polynomials, guys. Come on. All right. So let's see if you do one by yourself, how you do. Example number 3Q, I believe. Here it goes. Yeah, example 3Q, it says factor completely. We have negative 6x squared, negative 2x cubed, plus 12, plus 4x. Factor that one completely. I'll give you some time. Ready, go. Don't you? All right, let's see. Help me out, Bianca. Was it in standard form?
Yes.
It was in standard form?
Yeah.
Look at it again.
No.
No. So what do I do? What goes first?
You put it in standard form by dividing everything by -2.
Okay, that's the GCF. So to do standard form, you need to identify the degrees. This is second, this is third, this is 0, and this is 1.
Oh, it should be -6x minus 2x.
Hold on. Which is the highest degree?
Oh, -2x cubed.
Yes, so negative 2x cubed. Continue.
And then -6x squared.
Uh-huh.
And then plus 4x.
Yes.
Plus 12.
There you go. Thank you. And our GCF, Esmeralda.
-2.
-2. That is correct. So we're left with x cubed. And then we're left with positive 3x squared. Then we're left with negative 2x. And then we're left with -6. Hands if you got up to right there by yourself. Okay. But you're saying, Ms. Q, this doesn't look like the one we just did. I know, because we extracted the GCF now, right? But does this look familiar? Yeah. Step 3 factor, we can't use the Power Rangers. We do factor by what? By grouping. GCF for these two is x squared. We're left with x plus 3. Plus GCF for these two is -2, and we're left with x plus 3. So what's the same here and here? X plus 3. What's left over? Oh, this. We got x squared minus 2. However, don't forget about our GCF. And these are my factors. Hands if you got that. All right, show me how come you are with these. 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest, 4 5s, 4 5s. Yeah. And the reason that's becoming a little bit easier to digest because we've been practicing this with the trinomials. And as Alberto said, Mr. Hugh, which one's easier or which one's harder? The trinomials? No, they're all simple. All right. So we're done with the easy stuff. Let's move on to funner stuff. Yeah. All right. Let's rock and roll. All right. So I'm going to take you back to when we started with factoring. I said, okay, guys, there's certain patterns that you need to learn in polynomials, and they're known as polynomial identities. You guys remember those? They're on the screen, and you wrote them down, and I said, make it a family math night so you can memorize them. You guys remember that? Oh, yeah, Mr. Q, I got those memorized in here. Okay. And I said, memorize them because I'm going to give you some more. So copy these. X cubed minus y cubed and x cubed plus y cubed. And where do those come from? Well, x cubed minus y cubed comes from parentheses x minus y times x squared plus xy plus y squared. And the second one, x cubed plus y cubed, comes from x plus y times x squared minus xy plus y squared. And once again, Mr. Q, why do we need to know these? Because it makes our life so simpler just by knowing math. Let's go. Knowing algebra 2 stuff. Oh yeah, all this is in like movies and stuff. I don't know if you guys ever pay
Did we
attention.
copy all those?
You already have the top 5, right? So you just copy the last 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and now you're like, I think I know where you're going with this, Mr. Q. Yeah, notice on those last 2 patterns, we start with cubes. Is that correct? X cubed, Y cubed. And what was I giving you for practice for the warm-up at the end? Take the cube root. Let's go. All right, everybody got it? All right, I'm gonna leave them on my top right corner of my screen as I move on to the next problem. Problem number 4, copy this, factor completely, and I got negative 2x to the 4th plus 16x. And I have the common patterns over here, or common polynomial identities I have on my right-hand side, but copy that. And then I'm gonna go over this one so you guys can see how that applies, okay? Once again, example 4, factor completely, negative 2x to the 4th plus 16x. All right, writing utensils down, look up to the screen. I'm gonna go over this one, and then I'll have you copy portion, and then we'll finish the rest together. Here we go. So first things first, we need to follow our process. Is it in standard form? Yes, okay. Step 2, is there a GCF? Yes. What divides this term that divides this term? The number 2, but this one has a negative, so it's what? Negative 2. What else do both terms have? They have an x. Okay, so that leaves us with x cubed and 16x divided by negative 2x. That leaves us with negative 8. Okay, and right now you're just paying attention. Now you're saying, Mr. Q, I think I'm done factoring completely. No, remember, now we have a cubic here, which is a clue for us to say, wait a minute, I think they're telling me to use one of the patterns of my polynomials. And I look at it, cube, but this one's not in cube form. Can we rewrite this one in cube form? Let's see. Mia, what's the cube root of 8?
2.
So we can write 8 as 2 to the 3rd power. Oh, sorry. 2 to the 3rd power. I bring down the negative and I bring down the x cubed. Copy that so far, and then I'll go over the last part. All right. So at this point, look up, guys. We're almost done. At this point, you should be able to look at your 2 identities and see which one does it apply. So one of the identities that looks like this is this one. Let me write it big over here. X cubed minus y cubed. Is that correct? Does this look kind of like this? Yes. So what would be the pattern to follow if it looks like this? Well, the pattern it gives me is x minus y, and then the big parentheses is x squared plus xy plus y squared. So I'm going to use this to follow this. Okay, so let's see. Small parentheses is right here with a subtraction sign. Big parentheses is over here. Check this out, but now it has square, so I'm going to put that a parenthesis squared plus, this one says x plus y, x times y plus, and then parentheses for y squared. Okay, there it is. Okay, so here we go. This is x, and x right there. So what do we have it right now for x? It's still x. So I'm going to write here x, x, and x. Okay. However, what does it have next? The y. Where does the y go? There, there, and there. But now instead of y, what do we have? 2, 2, 2, and 2. Are we done? No, the last thing we do is simplify and bring down the GCF. So I bring this down, x minus 2, because I can't do anything inside. What is x to the second power? X squared plus, what is x times 2? 2x plus, what is 2 squared? 4. And we stop right there. The only thing we need is to bring down our what? Our GCF. And now this is, or these are our factors. 1 factor, 2 factors, and I'm going to put this in parentheses, 3 factors. Now, why did I stop right there, guys? Because if I was to multiply this out, it's going to give me this. And if I distribute this at the end in here, it should give me the same thing I started with. Show me with fingers, how come you are following the pattern? 4 5s, 4 5s, okay. 3, 3.5, 5. Some of you need a manicure, okay. All right, let's do one more together. Here we go. Copy this next one. Example 4Q, it says factor completely, 8a cubed minus 27b cubed. Example 4Q, factor completely, 8a cubed minus 27b cubed. Question, is it in standard form? Yes, okay. Step 2, is there a GCF other than 1? No. So what do I do then, Mr. Q? Well, notice that now it's in cubes. So I'm going to start with the first term. Can I rewrite a in cubes? It's already in cubes, Mr. Q. I'll leave it as a cubed. Okay. Can I rewrite 8 in cubes? Mia.
2.
2 to the 3rd power. Okay. So how can I write this together in cubes? This becomes what? 2a to the
2a.
to the 3rd power. Yeah. Bring down the minus. All right, let's see. Alberto, help me out with the second one. B cubed stays the same, yeah? How can I rewrite the 27?
Wait, 10, 4, 16, 13, 3. For 3,
3
like 3,
to the
3 cube.
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 And how do I write this now?
3b, like inside of parentheses, and then cube.
That is correct. And once again, what pattern are we going to use? We're going to use the top pattern, this one. So I'm going to use a small parentheses with a subtraction and a big parentheses with x squared plus x times y plus y squared. But instead of, here we're supposed to have x and we're supposed to have y. What do we have instead of that, guys? X and y. All right, let's see. Help me out, please, to fill this in. Let's see. Miles, what goes here?
-1.
No, right here.
-1.
What is x?
2.
2a. What is y?
3b.
3b. What is x again? Instead of x, what do we have? 2a. Instead of x, what do we have? 2a.
3b.
X. What do we have instead of y? 3b. So that goes right here. 3b and 3b. Now let me write the pattern on top because I see some of you that are like, where is he getting that from? It's right here. X minus y, x squared plus xy plus y squared. This pattern we're using, but now using 2a and 3b. Simplify. 2a plus 3b, oh, not plus, minus, sorry. Minus 3b times, let's see, what is 2a to the second power? 4a squared plus, what is 2a times 3b? 6ab plus, what is 3b squared? 9b squared. Was there a GCF at the beginning? No, so that means we're done. These are my factors. So for your home plate tonight, guys, you're going to have a couple of those that are in cubic form. But the rest are a practice of what we've seen so far with all polynomials. So let's see how you do. It's going to be all evens, 316, 317, all evens. I also included one word problem. See if you can actually draw a picture and apply whatever they're talking about using these strategies that you learned. And then next time we'll meet, we'll talk about it, okay? All right, guys, well, that's the lesson for today. Let me go back to show you your asynchronous code. Asynchronous code is JTSNA, and your home play would be pages 316, 317, evens only. Have a good one, guys. Nice seeing you all. Stay out of trouble. See you guys till next time. Bye.